From WKYC Studios, this is What's Next.
We begin tonight with breaking news in the race for the White House. Right now, the Associated Press is reporting Kamala Harris has enough support to win the Democratic presidential nomination. And good evening. Betsy is off tonight as we continue our coverage of this historic campaign season. Also today, Senator J.D. Vance, former President Trump's running mate, spoke at his first solo rally in his Ohio hometown. Let's get right to Giovanni Ligi with the latest on that. Gio, good evening.
Oh, good evening, Russ. Well, we have been tracking the number of delegates backing Kamala Harris. At this hour, the Associated Press is reporting more than 2,500 delegates are supporting Harris. She needed just under 2,000, meaning she is likely going to be the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee on the November ballot. Tonight,
this is a hell of an arena.
A political showdown between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris could soon be rapidly approaching, as Harris quickly closes in on the majority of delegates needed in order to clinch the Democratic nomination for the top of the party ticket.
We have doors to knock on. We have people to talk to. We have phone calls to make. And we have an election to win.
This comes just about a day after President Biden dropped out of the race, already throwing his support behind Harris along with dozens of other lawmakers, including former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the Clintons, and potential vice president picks like Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper, and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly.
Now we got to, the name has changed at the top of the ticket, but the mission hasn't changed at all.
The next Democratic vice president nominee will go head-to-head with Trump's running mate, first-term Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, who is already making his case in the Rust Belt states, stopping in his hometown, Middletown, Ohio, on Monday.
Every single person who saw Joe Biden knew that he wasn't capable of doing the job, and for 3 years they said nothing until he became political dead weight.
Trump's campaign is relying heavily on Vance's connection to the Midwest, especially in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, states Biden flipped in 2020.
If you want to run for president, you've got to make your case to voters. You make your case to voters. That's what President Trump did.
And right now, while all signs are pointing to Harris becoming the Democratic Party's nominee, delegates are still free to change their mind at the vote at the DNC next month. Russ.
Gio, also today we officially learned some interesting news of a political link somewhat between Trump and Harris in the past. Tell us about that.
Well, Russ, this really goes to show the fluidity of what we're going to learn and find out over the next 2 to 3 weeks. NPR is now reporting that records show that the former President Donald Trump, who donated to Harris twice as the Attorney General of California in 2011, he donated $5,000 and another $1,000 in 2013.
All right, Giovanni Ligi, thank you so much. More to come on this, of course. Thanks. And we know this ever-changing election comes with a lot of questions. Many have asked, do Democrats have to hold a virtual convention? Well, the party has said it will. And one expert we spoke to told us that Ohio could be the reason why. It would be to avoid any potential issues and meet the state's original August 7th ballot deadline, even though that deadline's been extended to September 1st. The Democratic National Convention begins on August 18th. Also, some of you are asking us, can the vice president take over President Biden's war chest? The answer is yes. In fact, the entity known as Biden for President has already filed paperwork to change its name to Harris for President. Campaign finance experts say Harris has a right to the Biden campaign's $96 million because her name was already on the account. And of course, the details of this presidential race, as we said, are changing by the minute. You can find up-to-date information on our website, WKYC.com, and the WKYC app.